Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the third episode of the Maritime Wrestletime podcast, your best source of wrestling news.
Can we wait till we get more views before you keep saying that?
Absolutely not.
Right.
It is a fact.
Alright.
That's right, your best source of wrestling news for AEW, NXT, WWE, and all other forms of wrestling that are interesting.
In case anything big ever happens.
Exactly.
We gotta keep ourselves open to that.
Today, we've got quite the interesting topics. Zach, you want to run through those?
Yes, absolutely. We have AEW leading us off today, followed by NXT, and basically just a fatal four-way match, of course. We're going to talk about Payback that just happened last weekend. We are going to talk a little bit about the Monday Night Raw that just happened. We also have to talk about a person that has not re-signed with WWE. That's pretty interesting. And, of course, to end the show, we will have the bad booking segment, which is directed by me this time, so I'm going to have to bring it. And we have a few more fan questions to answer. So, you want to get right into it and go into AEW?
Let's start it off.
So, the reason for me AEW is so... it's making me watch it, basically, at this point. And the reason I'm saying that is because of all the things that have happened in the last 2 weeks. The fact that Mr. What's his name again? Brody Lee won the TNT Championship really interested me in a different way. But the funeral, I don't know if you saw that, but They hosted a funeral for Cody.
Really?
So basically, because Dark Order, I don't know how many, there were like a lot of people in that group.
Mm-hmm.
So Grayson and Uno were talking about what just happened. And then the 6 other guys in Dark Order carried the casket like the dancing guys there.
Yeah.
With the American Nightmare flag on it. And they brought it. And then when they opened the casket, there was somebody in there, but his face was covered. They took the shirt off. It was another member of Dark Order.
Yeah.
And then Brody Lee came out and did that whole thing. So I've really liked that segment. I've never thought of that in WWE or wrestling.
Kind of funny, yeah.
It's not necessarily something that has to do with... I don't know if they're trying to laugh at The Undertaker doing that with the funeral and all that stuff, the dead man, but I thought it was just really cool and really interesting point of view because I've heard of somebody being buried, but I've never heard of somebody literally dying from a wrestling segment. So I thought that was really cool and worth mentioning. We had a little bit of a turn. Hangman Adam Page is no longer part of the Elite.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting angle, but I think that I know where it's going to go for a little bit. But I was really surprised. Mm-hmm. They got me there. I didn't think... Out of everyone that could have stopped the Young Bucks, I really didn't think it was going to be Hangman Page. I also watched the Sammy Guevara versus Matt Hardy tables match.
Yeah, that was a great match.
Listen,
wow.
I've only seen the Twist of Fate done in a chair once.
Yeah.
And it was Jeff versus Matt at WrestleMania 25.
Sammy sold that.
Sammy Guevara sold it really well. And that was probably my favorite moment of the match. Because it wasn't it didn't feel repetitive. It didn't feel like they were trying to do something that they've already done.
Yeah.
It was clearly done in a way to show off what Sammy can do.
Mm-hmm.
And Matt can still move around and do pretty good things. I know every time I watch him, I get a little bit scared just because the way he walks, and I can see he's probably hurt more. But I think Sammy's he's giving it to him, and he's getting those matches out. The chair that Sammy threw, I don't know if Hardy missed it or he just went right through and cut him in the face or whatever, but I'm really invested in that feud.
Yeah.
And that pretty much brings us to All Out, which is happening this weekend on Saturday. Here are the matches, Alex, and if you want to do some predictions and see if you can dethrone the 2-time predictions champion.
The 2-time predictions champion.
You know what the funniest part is? There's only been 2. Okay, so
wow.
All Out.
Yeah.
The first match I have written down is the match I just talked about, is Sammy Guevara versus Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
It's a broken rules match. So I'm thinking that Matt Hardy might do his broken gimmick again, but if he doesn't, I think he's really committed to doing just him and adding some things from all of his other gimmicks because he's had like 5.
Yeah.
And if Matt loses, he's done. He's out of AEW. So do you have a prediction on this? Do you want to talk about that a little bit more? I know you don't know what the card is, and I'm filling you out, but
It's always hard to go against someone when it's one of those kinds of matches, but like I think I'm still gonna go with Sammy here.
You really think Matt's going to be done with AEW?
I don't think he'll be done with AEW.
Okay.
I mean, I know we've seen these a lot of times in WWE, like even just recently with the Sonya Deville Mandy Rose match.
Yeah.
Sonya Deville is most likely going to be coming back at some point.
Oh yeah.
Shawn, when he lost to Undertaker, he still came back, although years later.
Yeah, when you give somebody $2 million to do a 30-minute match, it doesn't matter how old you are. You're probably going to take it.
I don't know. I feel like it's usually hard. Not hard. It's the people who set the stipulations for the matches, I find, are usually the people who end up losing the match.
Yeah, that's fair, but the stipulation was put by Matt for a Broken Rules match.
Yes.
So you think that because he said Broken Rules, he's going to lose that match?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my prediction.
That's an interesting. I think Matt's going to win just because he just got into AEW. Like, why would his reasoning for going to AEW was, I'm going to AEW because I know I can still bump, I know I can still wrestle, I know I can still do things. So it's kind of pointless to bring him to AEW for 4 months, and then he's done already. So I'm not, thinking that he's going to be finished. I think Matt's going to win, and I think Sammy can go on to do something else, and Matt can go on to do something else because they've had 2 bloodbaths of matches, they have the one bloodbath match and the one injury the week before. But I think this is gonna, if it's a Broken Rules match, I don't know what to expect, which makes me want to watch it.
Yeah. Weird comparison for you, and again, I want you to tell me if you agree or disagree with this.
Yeah.
Matt Hardy right now is kind of like Mick Foley.
I respectfully disagree.
Okay.
And the only reason I'm respectfully disagreeing is because Mick never looked like he could get hurt. And not only that, but all of his spectacular bumps were in matches that Matt hasn't really had yet. So, like, if you think, like...
Yeah.
Think, like, all the times that Mick went through tacks. Like, that's probably, I don't know, at least a handful of times.
Yeah.
And Matt had his thing, which was the TLC match. So I think that's different. Now, I could be wrong because this Broken Rules match, there could be tacks. Sure. And Matt could turn into that. But I think Matt was just more high-flying early. And then now he's morphing into more of a mid-card kind of great character, great mid-card kind of person. But I think Mick Foley was, like, all of his characters were done at 3, and then after a while he was just Mick Foley, and everybody was just happy that he was there. So I think there's a difference there, but I can see a comparison.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right.
So the next AEW All Out match is Dr. Britt Baker versus Big Swole, and it's in a dentist's office. Yeah, I figured you didn't know that one. But this is Britt Baker's first match back, I believe, from her injuries.
Yeah. And
she is fighting Big Swole, which looks like it's good. I don't know what to expect on this. It's like the Broken Rules match. I don't know what to expect. But I think Britt Baker's going to win it. But I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be her. I don't know. I know you're Googling right now.
I'm Googling Big Swole right now. She's jacked.
Yeah, she is. But I'm going to take Britt Baker.
I don't know who the other person is, but I'm going for Big Swole.
You don't know who Britt Baker is?
No.
You mean the wife of NXT superstar Adam Cole? Bebe? You didn't know that?
Britt Baker. Let me see. Yeah, I've never seen this person before.
Yeah, she
Nah, I gotta go Big Swole.
That's fair.
Big Swole looks like she could eat her alive.
I'm just going Britt Baker because it's in the dentist's office, and that's where she's Dr. Britt Baker because she is a dentist. That's all of this.
Okay, sure.
But I don't have anything more to say to that. Now we have the Casino Battle Royal match.
Ooh. I'm
going to name all the names that were confirmed.
Okay. Yeah.
Darby Allin.
All right, I know who's going to win
it. Lance Archer.
Okay, never mind.
Brian Cage.
Oh, yeah.
Eddie Kingston.
Yeah.
Ricky Starks. I think that's his name. I know it's Starks, but I just wrote Starks. I probably should have. Butcher and the Blade.
Yeah.
Pentagon and Rey Fenix.
Wow.
Santana and Ortiz.
The
Guns, Billy and his son. Jake Hager. The Best Friends. And a a surprise.
That's quite a match.
That is quite a match, and it's going to be a good one. Regardless, I think it's going to be huge.
Oh God, I don't even know who to vote for that one.
Do you have a prediction on who might be the surprise? Because I have two.
I'm thinking Rusev.
Yeah, that's one of mine. I was thinking, could you imagine the last person that would come in, all of a sudden you just hear, and it would be
nice.
in English, and then he would
Rusev,
be Rusev. That'd be great. The other person that not necessarily nobody's been talking about, we haven't seen in a while, is Pac. Neville.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen him in a while in AEW, so I think that would kind of make sense.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
I kind of want to see. There's a few people here I want to see win. One of them would be either Pentagon or Rey Fenix, especially if Eddie Kingston's in their corner, because Eddie Kingston's an amazing mouthpiece. I'd be fine with either Lance Archer or Brian Cage, just because they're huge, and whoever it is will give a fight to whoever comes out. Darby Allin would obviously be a good choice. But I think Jake Hager seems like a good pick. I don't know why, but I just have that feeling.
I don't know. I'm torn between Darby Allin and Brian Cage.
Yeah. I'm surprised you're saying Cage and not Archer, though, because I just... There's something about Lance Archer with Jake the Snake that just makes me watch.
It's because I followed Brian Cage a lot in TNA.
Right.
And he was so dominant in that business. And I don't know what he's been doing a lot in AEW.
Well, he's been with Taz. Taz is his manager.
Okay.
And he's also with Starks.
Well, yeah.
So that could work, I guess. But you could... It's a casino battle royal.
Anyone there.
The casino means that dices will be thrown.
Yeah.
And we don't know who's it going to be anyways.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be a great match. And like I said, the surprise... If it's not Rusev or it's not Pac, they got me.
Yeah.
As in, I have no idea. It could be Rowan, I guess, but I would believe that Rowan would be more in the storyline than he would be as the surprise guest.
That definitely would make more
we'll
sense.
see. We have a tag team match. We actually have a few tag team matches. The Young Bucks will fight Jurassic Express. It looks like it'll be Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy versus Matt and Nick. I'm going to pick the Young Bucks in that one. There's a huge theory in my head that I'm going to bring out when we get to the other match that I want to talk about. But the Bucks versus Jurassic Express, I'm going to take the Bucks for sure. Do you have an opinion on that match?
I think I'm also going to go for the Bucks there. Not that I don't think that Jurassic Express couldn't win.
And they're great workers.
Yeah, they're great workers, but I just... Yeah, no. Sorry, it's hard to go against the Bucks.
So, well, we kind of need to pick someone for the Battle Royal too if we're gonna do predictions. So, I'm gonna take. You know what? I know I said Jake Hager, but I think I'm gonna take Lance Archer.
Really?
Yeah. I love the character and I love everything about him.
Interesting.
I'm gonna take Lance Archer.
Okay.
Who do you want to take?
Is it bad that I still want to go Brian Cage?
No.
I'm gonna go Brian Cage.
Brian Cage?
Yeah.
And that's the thing, I could vote for the surprise and it could be the worst surprise ever or the best surprise ever.
Santino.
So, Santino or whatever. But that's just the weird thing. So we have a tag team match that's 4 people per team. Dark Order. I believe from the pictures I saw, Brody Lee's one of them. And also Colt Cabana and 2 more of his Dark Order stooges. And on the other side is Cutie Marshall, Dustin Rhodes, Scorpio Sky, and Matt Cardona, as you know, as Zack Ryder. What do you think is going to happen here? Because they're building this match off of what the Dark Order did to Cody. So if you look at the names that was listed, those are probably Cody's family right there. Matt's best friend, his brother Dustin, Cutie, who's been tagging with Dustin, and Scorpio Sky, who's been a friend. So do you think that they overpower Dark Order here, or do you think that the family wins, or how do you see it happening?
No, I think you still make Dark Order win this.
Yeah, I do too. Because you're fighting for credibility.
Absolutely. Yeah. So. If you want the Dark Order to go over as being this dominant faction, you kind of have to make them win here.
Yes, you do.
You can make them lose later on in the line, but
you need to find that superhero that can take out Brody Lee, and I don't know where you would find that. If you smashed Cody, who do you want it to be, Archer or Cage? Yeah, kind of, but at the same time, it's like it's basically a 10-on-1 match because Dark Order is so huge. So, anyways, but I'm taking Dark Order.
I'm with Dark Order.
Next, we have a championship match for the female. I don't know if you've been watching, but it's Shida versus Rosa. Okay. Rosa is the NWA champion at the current moment. Yeah. She had a match this week, and I watched it, and she looks really good. Like the only thing I don't like about Rosa is she has the Darby Allin.
Yeah, I see that right here.
Which is interesting. If it goes with her character, fine. But I think Rosa's going to win here because I think that they're set because I have a feeling that they signed her, and then she's still NWA champion. So I have a feeling they're going to give her this belt, and then she's going to go back to NWA and do something with it or lose it or whatever. So I'm taking Rosa here. Now, just because I want to see that.
I don't know anything about either of these people, so I'm going to judge this entirely off their outfits that I see on the Wikipedia pages. Okay. And I'm going Shida.
Okay, fair enough.
Shida has an amazing outfit here. She looks badass.
She is pretty cool too.
So let's be badass.
I just think that the storyline is better if.
Yeah, maybe. I am not disagreeing with you on this one.
The final 3 matches.
Yes.
The tag team match: Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page versus FTR. This is the time for FTR to win. This is because it's we've been waiting for FTR versus Young Bucks. Yeah, we haven't seen it yet. Yeah, and I don't know what their next big pay-per-view is after this one, but I think FTR wins here, and Hangman storyline of him being a drunk or whatever can go somewhere as Omega can become a regular star like he used to be, and I think FTR wins it.
I think that makes the most sense for sure, yeah.
Because what's the gain here if they keep the titles? There's not really
And let's be real here. These guys are so good as tag team.
They're one of the best tag teams.
Oh my god.
AEW has WWE over tag teams any day.
100%.
100%. It's not even close.
Nope.
Jericho.
Yeah.
The legend.
You already know. Legend, I think you should already know who I'm voting for in this one.
Versus the one person that Alex is voting for.
The freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy.
Exactly. In a Mimosa Mayhem match.
Oh.
I have no idea what to expect here. I have a feeling there's going to be like a pit of mimosa somewhere and somebody's going to fall in it.
Yeah, that's what it is. It says here, the match can be won by pinfall, submission, or throwing your opponent into a tank of mimosa.
Yeah, I'm going Orange Cassidy all the way. Because I think he's going to throw Jericho, and Jericho would be able to do it.
Obviously Orange Cassidy's a very entertaining wrestler, you know, with the way he carries himself in the ring and stuff.
But he's one of the best characters.
But lately, he's shown that he can wrestle. Like, that guy has moves.
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. But it's... Okay. Stay with me on this one.
All right.
Because I'm not comparing these two guys from how big of a draw... Well, okay. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Okay?
Okay.
Hang with me here.
Stay with you.
Hang with me. Podcast listeners, all 5 of you, hang with me here. Stone Cold was... adored by everyone because he was against the corporation. Yeah. And he was the best heel that people loved to cheer for. Mm-hmm. And then he pretty much became a face just because everybody was cheering for him. Yep. The reason for that is because he was against the corporation and against what WWE or Vince McMahon was. Mm-hmm. Well, Orange Cassidy is everything anti-wrestling. He does the kicks that are a joke to the wrestling business. He does the cool guy drops and stuff to the wrestling business. So he's like the best anti-wrestler in a way. But it's going over because it's something that people have never seen before. Nobody had ever gone against Vince at the time, and nobody has ever gone against a wrestling business at this time. Right. Like Orange Cassidy. So they're both big draws. Austin was obviously the bigger draw. But the pops on Orange Cassidy are no joke. And I would never say that Orange Cassidy is the world champion right now, like Austin was obviously. Yeah. But there's some kind of connection between the two that I can't ignore. And I don't want to sound like I don't know what I'm talking about, but just look at what Orange Cassidy is doing to get the cheers, and look at what Austin's doing to get the cheers. It feels like the pops from both of them are similar.
I was gonna disagree. But the way that both of them kind of got their fan base is not entirely, but mainly off personality.
Yes.
And how they carry themselves.
Yes.
Inside and outside of the ring.
Yes.
Neither of them seem to be forcing their personalities. It kind of just flows naturally. Like they're not trying to play a character like some wrestlers have to do.
Yeah.
It's all very natural to them, and I think, I can kind of see where you're going with that.
Because I'm not comparing to, like, Austin was the bigger draw.
Yeah, of course.
But Austin was the leader of the company.
Yeah.
Cassidy's not the leader of the company. But
he doesn't.
People love to cheer him because he's anti what you expect from a wrestler.
Yeah.
And Austin was the same thing, but it was anti because Vince was a mega heel.
See, Cassidy isn't the leader of the company, but it makes sense that he's not, and he shouldn't be.
Yeah.
He's not going to be, and he doesn't want to be.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
So
it's I like that comparison. I think that's a fair one.
I just wanted to make sure I can still talk wrestling now. At the final match, which I'm really looking forward to, is Mox versus MJF. They've been building this up really well. MJF has been amazing since he started wrestling. There's just something about MJF that makes me want to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, I'm taking MJF. I think not only is it the right time for Mox to lose the belt, it's also the right time for AEW to say, this is a homegrown guy. This is someone that we built. It's not a Moxley who came over from WWE. It's not a Jericho who came over from WWE.
Yeah.
It's MJF.
Yeah.
He's the mega heel, and he deserves the belt. And I think now is the time to give him the belt.
Yeah, I think plus the paradigm shift is banned for that.
Yes.
That match.
Yeah.
Does he have another finisher?
Moxley?
Yeah.
Probably. I think he said it in the promo, like, I have 1,000 ways to kick your ass.
Sure, but like that's probably just Moxley being Moxley.
Yeah, but I think Moxley could easily win.
Yeah, he could find a way for
But I'm taking MJF just because because I remember the MJF versus Cody match where MJF won in a really like heelish way and all the boos were coming down. And I just could you imagine the boos that would be coming down if MJF would do that against Mox?
Yeah.
I mean, that's nuclear heat right there, and I think that MJF is amazing.
According to the Wikipedia, it says that Moxley is banned from using Paradigm Shift. I'm thinking that MJF uses the Paradigm Shift because he's not.
Oh, that's a great finish.
He's not banned from using it.
He's not banned from using it. That's a great finish.
I think that's what I'm going to go with.
Yeah, that's what I want to see too.
I'm going to go with MJF winning with the Paradigm Shift.
I want MJF to win too, so I'm going to.
I think it would be interesting if he just starts using it from now on.
Yeah. Oh, MJF, yeah, 100%. But isn't he the best heel in the business right now?
By far.
Yeah.
I think
Guevara's close.
Guevara's not on his level on the mic.
But it's not on the mic.
On the mic, there's no contest there.
Nope, not at all. I agree.
Yeah. I think, like, not even just that business. Like, I think, like, wrestling in general, I can't think of a better heel right now than MJF.
Yep.
Any business or any organization.
I mean, I could argue Randy Orton, but I don't. Not right now. I think MJF is better.
I would disagree with you on that one.
100%. That's why I'm not saying it. I'm saying that Randy's probably the best heel in WWE right now, but MJF is the best heel in the wrestling business.
Yeah, that's fair.
Not just AEW.
That's fair.
So let's just go over our predictions real quick.
Yeah.
So I picked Matt Hardy, Britt Baker, the Young Bucks, Lance Archer, Dark Order, Thunder Rosa, I believe her name is.
Yeah.
FTR, Orange Cassidy, and MJF. And you took Sammy Guevara, Big Swole, the Bucks, Brian Cage, the Dark Order. What's her name? Hiraku? How do you say her name?
Hikaru
Shida.
Yeah.
FTR, Orange Cassidy, and MJF. So the only different picks that we have we have 4 different picks. So there should be a third time champion of predictions.
There should be. Yeah. Unless we go 2-2 on that.
Yeah, if we go 2-2, then I guess I keep the belt off the thing.
That's fine.
Off a 3-time champ. Anyways, so that's it for AEW. And we will be watching for sure for All Out. Next up on the list, we have NXT. We have to talk about the Fatal 4-Way match. 60 minutes. Shout out to all 4 guys. Wrestling 60 minutes is hard enough as it is.
Absolutely.
No new champion, which is very surprising.
Yeah.
The first 20 minutes of the match was a lot of back and forth. No pinfalls in the first 20 minutes, I believe. Then after that, everybody got one. Johnny Gargano got his by stealing it from Ciampa. Ciampa hit the fairy tale ending and got his. I think Adam Cole hit the Panama Sunrise on Johnny Gargano and got his, and Finn Balor hit the coup de grace on, I believe it was Ciampa, and got his. After that, there was no more falls, very close calls. And then Balor hits the coup de grace with 20 seconds to go, pins Ciampa, I believe. And I'm thinking at this point, because Balor is on his knees cheering.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, it's not over.
Yeah.
Because that's where Adam Cole wants you for his finish. Adam Cole hits him in with the I forget what the name gets called of that move. It's like the Shining Wizard, I think.
Yeah.
Like from
maybe.
behind.
Yeah.
And gets the pinfall. And I didn't think they were going to make it.
Yeah.
Because the ref only started counting on 2.
Yeah.
So I figured 1 second, 2 seconds, 3, done. But he actually counted the 3 right before the last second finished. So this sets up Adam Cole versus Finn Balor next week for the NXT title. I wanted to ask you a question about the match.
Sure.
What do you think of having them wrestle for 60 minutes just to end up in a tie?
Yeah, I don't really like that. I feel like if you're gonna have a fatal 4-way, you have to have a winner for the match.
Yeah, that's fair. But this is the only way they could kind of book it that made sense.
I disagree, because in the fatal 4-way, like as I said on the last podcast, you can make any of those 4 men win.
Yeah.
It makes sense for any of those 4 men to win. But now going forward with Balor versus Adam Cole, I feel like there's only one way to finish that, and that's with Balor winning.
Yeah, I think Balor's going to win it too.
Which makes it seem like NXT is prioritizing Adam Cole and Finn Balor over Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. The only way I'm okay with this is if they're getting called up.
Like Ciampa and
Gargano, yeah.
But they've said many times that they didn't want it to
Yeah.
called up. Unless they're in Retribution. Could you see a Retribution with both of them as co-leaders? Having Candice LeRae. Candice LeRae could easily be in there. That opens up a possibility.
I could see it. I still think Retribution is a group without a leader.
For now.
I don't think there should be a leader for Retribution.
But the way they've booked these big groups, there always is one.
I know.
So, I don't know. I kind of want to see Ciampa and Gargano wrestle. I think they got to kind of have to come out here and wrestle more, because there's a lot of pressure with Velveteen Dream with the lawsuit.
Yep.
Karrion Kross just went on the injured reserve list.
Yep.
Keith Lee just got called up.
Yep.
So that's 3 people that you're losing on the NXT roster, and
Yep.
how you replace them, well, Gargano and Ciampa are usually a pretty good answer.
Yep.
So, I don't know. Like, I was thinking about the Fatal 4-way as a tie, and I was thinking of it like, man, I wish that they would have done it different and have Balor win it. But at the same time, what would they be setting up for next week? Balor's championship parade or whatever? Like, I kind of didn't want to see that, and I didn't know. So the way I would have liked to see it if there was a winner would have been reversed. Would have been Adam Cole hitting his finisher, going for the pinfall, but the camera would be looking straight at the mat, and then all of a sudden Balor comes off the rope and hits the coup de grace, and the match finishes like that.
Right.
But you can't be too hasty. We still have a championship match next week to look forward to. I think Balor's going to win it, like you said. And I think that this is an opportunity for Balor to show, I'm still here, don't worry about it. And he's kind of been one of the replacements of the 3 guys that I just named, Dream, Lee, and Dream,
Karrion Kross.
Lee, and Karrion Kross. So that's my opinion. Anyways.
Yeah. No, I think that's okay. Obviously it didn't happen this way, but I also saw this one theory where the match sort of ended with all 4 of them having the same amount of pinfalls.
Yeah.
And then what do you do from there? But I don't know.
I don't even know what you would do from there, but I believe they're setting up another. I think Balor deserves another NXT run.
Yeah.
Cole just lost it not long ago.
What do you do with Gargano and Ciampa now, though?
That's a good question because I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what you can do. I believe that the right answer would be retribution, but it's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of, I guess, you could make one of them feud with Damian Priest, and
that would be nice.
maybe just have a good match and
Yeah.
have Priest retain. You know.
Yeah.
But I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure we'll be able to see what happens in the next few weeks.
Absolutely.
Next up, we have WWE had a pay-per-view last weekend. It was called Payback. Alex will run through the matches and talk about what he wants to talk about. Starting now.
Riot Squad versus the Iconics. I didn't have much to say about this match. It was kind of a very generic tag match.
Yeah.
Not much happened. Riot Squad winning that.
There's not much to talk about.
There's really not much to talk about. Like, it went kind of as expected.
Yep.
Riot Squad don't really gain momentum for beating the Iconics.
They
here.
kind of did on Raw by winning that match, but
Sort of. All right. Our next match, Bobby Lashley versus Apollo Crews.
congratulations to Bobby Lashley, new United States champion. I think that's about as far as you could go with Apollo. There's not much more you can do. I mean, let's be real. If Apollo didn't win the U.S. title, he might have been in the Hurt Business to begin with. And I just think that Bobby Lashley winning the U.S. title is good for him. And hopefully they can make it into a storyline with the Hurt Business.
Like, it's good for Bobby, but it just completely buries Apollo.
Yeah, but what was Apollo going to do with the title? Like, have good matches with other people?
Yeah, I think the thing is, like, they're booking Apollo wrong. I don't think you should put him against these big guys like Bobby Lashley. You should be putting him against, like, athletic guys. People that do high-flying moves, top rope stuff, you know. People like Shelton Benjamin. People, I mean, he's a big guy, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, big as in Bobby Lashley big.
Yeah, I don't want people like that. But yeah, I feel like he's been underutilized for stuff like that. And I voted for Apollo because I wanted Apollo to win and I wanted him to go against these other guys. But they're just not doing that, and I don't know. I feel like it's kind of weird, and the match ended weirdly where after Bobby Lashley won, Apollo Crews went up the ramp and he's like, "This isn't over, I'm gonna get my title back, blah blah blah." So it's making me feel like they're just gonna keep pushing this feud.
No, I think that this is about as far as you could go with Apollo.
Yeah.
I love Apollo, but what are you gonna do?
I don't want to see more of this match.
No,
that's the thing.
But I don't want to see more of Apollo as U.S. champ either, and I think not saying that Bobby's he's a bigger talent, but I just think that having a title on the Hurt Business pushes the group more than it would have been if it was just Apollo that is U.S. champ.
Sure.
That's how I feel about it.
On the topic of Hurt Business, actually, MVP on the mic, I find is what really makes the Hurt Business.
Well, he shouldn't wrestle.
Incredible.
Let's be real. He's not supposed to be. He shouldn't be wrestling.
No, he really should just be as a manager.
Exactly, and I think that he's probably agreeing with people that are selling him right now. You're a lot better on the mic than you are in the ring, and that's not his fault. He's just older.
But he's so good on the mic.
He's really good on the mic.
He's really good.
And I think that the Hurt Business could be something, and
I think
we'll see what it is.
Like,
we have time.
The thing is, like, they have MVP on the mic and they have Lashley as a champion. What are they doing with Shelton? I feel like they're not using Shelton at all.
Yeah, well, I mean, WWE wasn't using Shelton at all either, so
it's true, but
might as well put him in a group that he can actually contribute and do stuff.
But he's not really contributing much. He's just kind of like,
yeah, but as small as his contribution is on the Hurt Business, it's bigger than whatever WWE was using him for.
You know how, like, most, like, trios or factions and stuff like that, like, they have, like, the strong guy, which is Bobby. They have the guy that talks on the mic, but where does Shelton fit? Like, who is he? Who is he in that group? He doesn't really fit as a category.
Well, they need, I don't know what they need. They need a superstar in that group, and if the big guy is the superstar and Bobby Lashley, like, Shelton isn't going to be the superstar. I'm sorry, but like, who do you even bring to that group to be the superstar? Like, the only guy I can think of off the top of my head that's not, well, he's in a feud kind of right now, is Kevin Owens.
Yeah,
but I think we just have to wait. I think it's a developmental stage right now with this group, and I think giving it a title makes them a little bit bigger, but we got to wait. We don't know what they're going to be until somebody else joins, or they keep the group the same way, or But it's a group.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty good group.
Do you think it makes sense to bring Titus into it?
It's a good question, actually. But what is Titus?
Because he was on Raw Underground.
Yeah.
Which he jobbed to Riddick Moss.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Can we not talk about Raw Underground, please?
Yeah. Titus is basically just another big guy, but...
Yeah, but, like, his mic skills, Titus, are okay. They're not grand.
But you have MVP for that.
They have MVP for that. His tallness and bigness, they have that in Bobby Lashley. So, why would you be adding somebody that you already have?
I guess, but, like, I feel like the Hurt Business kind of needs to expand to be more credible.
Yes, I agree. I agree with that, but I don't know if Bobby Lashley's the right guy.
He fits the dynamic where the way I see the Hurt Business is it's just a group of people who want to inflict pain on others.
Well, I can tell you one thing. The two guys that I want to be in that group is Cedric Alexander and Ricochet, because I believe that if they could put them as a tag team with the Hurt Business, the High Flyers, because they got 3 guys that aren't high flyers. Add those 2 guys, you have 5 guys all of a sudden, but you're still missing a superstar.
I can't see it happening just on the fact that the Hurt Business is being sold as being these heels.
I can see Cedric Alexander being in that group off of what I saw on Monday Night Raw, but I'm not sure about Ricochet or Apollo. But I think a group could use this high flyer.
I don't know if it fits with the Hurt Business.
That's fair as well, though. That's a good point. Yeah. Yeah. But let's just say if they put a high flyer in the group, I wouldn't be surprised. Especially if it's Alexander or Ricochet.
Okay,
or whoever.
Yeah.
Whoever.
Next match, which honestly one of the best matches at Payback was Big E versus Sheamus.
Yeah, that was quite the match, I heard.
I want to give this comment right here.
Go ahead.
I think Big E gives the best suplexes in that company. By
belly
far.
to belly or
just over the head suplex. He picked up
better
Sheamus.
Than Brock?
What?
Better than Brock Lesnar?
100%. And
I'm just saying that because that's all he does.
Yeah. My reasoning for this is when people give the suplex, I always have that like small fear that they're gonna like hit them on their head or their neck or something like that. But with Big E, he always has them like ready to land flat on the mat way before they're hitting there.
Yeah.
It's like he knows he's strong enough to flip anyone over his head.
Yeah.
And he does it with such perfction and such
But Big E's no joke, though.
He's really not.
He's no joke. I mean, the fact that he was in that group.
Yeah.
In that group. The fact he was in New Day, I mean, he's going to win titles, tag team titles, but not singular titles. But, I mean, he's a former Intercontinental Champion. That means he's a good worker.
Yeah.
And he's a former NXT Champion.
Yeah.
Which means that he was viewed as the best in the company at that time. So I'm not surprised that he's doing all these suplexes correctly and all that stuff. What I am surprised about this match is, man, Sheamus isn't getting the the recognition of a former WWE champion.
Not really.
He is losing to Big E, which is fine because they want Big E to be pushed.
Sure.
And putting him against Sheamus works. But he lost to Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
And the only matches I've seen Sheamus win lately are versus Shorty, Chad, Gable, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
So I'm a little upset the way Sheamus is being used because Sheamus is a great wrestler.
Absolutely.
I am happy for Big E though. I think that Big E might be one of the next opponents to either. I think I want to say Roman. But we'll see. We'll talk about that later.
I was thinking about this because he gave a promo before his match on Payback. Big E is, in my opinion, the most underrated superstar on the mic.
Yeah.
His talking skills are...
I'm not sure if he's that underrated, though.
Oh, yeah, I think so. I think...
Because he talked a lot with the New Day, and he was entertaining the whole way through.
He was, but...
As a single star, you know?
I think just in general. And my reasoning for it is, if you go to a wrestling fan and you ask them who you think their top 3 superstars are on the mic, I don't think anyone's going to say Big E.
That's fair. I wouldn't say Big E myself, and I know.
I think I would at this point. I don't think I'd say he's the best, right? But I think I'd put him in my top 3.
Yeah, but he's one of those guys that just doesn't care, and he's able to do the wacky stuff with the New Day, and I'm sure being serious, he'll pull it off.
He did. Like, he the man can talk, and he makes you feel things when he talks.
Yeah.
When Big E talks, I listen.
Yeah, that's fair.
And there's not a lot of superstars I'll find right now that make me do that.
That's fair.
But yeah, I have big expectations for Big E in the future. He definitely can have a good singles titles run.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that happens for him soon.
Mm-hmm.
Next match was Matt Riddle versus Baron Corbin.
Mm-hmm. Just a debut match for Riddle to win.
Yeah, the match itself was kind of a letdown. It went kind of how I expected it to be, where Corbin just kind of squashes him most of the match, and then Riddle comes in at the end and finishes him.
Yeah.
Corbin gets the win.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. I feel like Matt Riddle...
is going to have an interesting run in WWE.
I feel like Matt Riddle should be doing more than what she's doing right now with Baron Corbin. Because after that match, Baron Corbin went backstage and attacked him again. So they're going to keep doing that.
Yeah, but I'm tired of seeing Baron Corbin on TV.
I
am not gonna lie.
I am very tired of it.
But Baron, to me, is the Dolph of SmackDown. He's the guy that's going to work you. And he's the perfect guy on SmackDown to be like, this is the guy you're facing off in your debut feud. Because you're a babyface, he's the heel. Make it work. Kind of like Dolph. He's the heel. Keith Lee was the babyface. It kind of made it work. So, but the question for me is, what do you do now with Matt Riddle? If he keeps feuding with Corbin, okay, fine.
Yeah.
But what do you do? Where does he go next? He's not going to go after Braun Strowman or Fiend or big guys.
No, but I could see him feuding with Styles and Jeff and stuff like that.
Sammy or those guys,
Those would make good matches.
Yep. Agreed.
I think
there's just a huge separation on SmackDown.
I think the thing with Corbin is you have to put him with people who can wrestle, who know how to handle.
The thing with Corbin is I don't want to see him in a match that's not debuting a babyface. Can you think of any other reason to get Corbin in a match?
Really. I don't want to see another Roman Reigns versus Corbin match.
There you go.
You don't want to see another one of those.
There you go. But this was the debut pay-per-view match of Matt Riddle. He needed to win. Yeah. But the question on, like I just said, there's a huge division in SmackDown.
Yeah.
You have all these big guys fighting for the Universal title. You have all these amazing wrestlers that should be fighting for the Universal title that are forced to fight for the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah.
So I believe that Matt Riddle would probably go in the Intercontinental title picture.
Yeah.
But what are they going to do with him now? We'll have to wait and see.
That's true.
New champs on the next match?
I thought I was going to sneeze, sorry. Okay, we're good.
We're good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, new champs on the next match?
New champs on the next match.
Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax, tag team champions.
Yes.
Versus Bayley and Banks. I'd like to congratulate the two new champions.
I would,
Baszler
yes,
and
absolutely.
Nia Jax. The one thing that I love about this is that they're giving the title to utter talent. Yay!
Yeah, finally.
Yeah.
Bayley has one title, and that's all she has now.
Yes, and that's great.
Yeah, I thought the match itself was...
Great finish.
Amazing finish.
Yep.
I did not see that coming.
Yep.
Shayna Baszler single-handedly putting Bayley and Sasha in a submission at the exact same time and making them both tap.
Yep.
Outstanding performance.
I have a problem.
I do too, but I want you to go first.
Okay, it's probably the same problem. It might be the same problem.
It might be.
Who will ever take off the titles of Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, and not only take them off, but make me believe that they can take the titles off these two girls?
So I have a different problem.
Okay,
but to answer that,
because there's only one tag team that kind of makes sense, and that would be if she would be willing to return.
Yeah,
it would be Beth Phoenix and Natalya, because Beth could probably take on Nia and. You know, Natalya is a good technical wrestler she's good with Shayna. That could maybe work. But who can you even believe?
I had
Tamina and another girl. Like,
I have a theory, but it's obviously not going to happen. Maybe Asuka and Mickie James.
I don't believe that.
Really?
No, I don't. Who does Mickie line up with?
Shayna.
No,
you know what? No, I could see Mickie lining up with Nia.
But Nia's already champion with Shayna.
What? Yeah.
So how does Mickey line up with Nia then?
What do you mean?
You just said Mickey lines up with Nia, but Nia's champion.
Sorry. No. Like Mickey James and Asuka tag.
Yeah.
Mickey James being the one that can beat Nia.
I don't see that.
I 100% see it.
I don't. I really don't.
I think so. Because Mickey James right now is in the title picture for Asuka's title.
That's fine. I'd rather see that
and
than her with
that's why I think
Asuka.
This match isn't going to happen.
Okay.
But if something were to happen where Asuka loses the title and it's not to Mickey James, I could see those two going for the titles.
I don't think Mickey's going to lose it. I don't think Mickey's going to win the title. But I'm looking at these two girls as champion, and I'm just like, who the hell is going to take... Like, does Ronda Rousey return and bring one of their friends?
That would be good.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Does... do they fight between them that they destroy their title run? I don't see that happening right now. But let's be real. They don't have enough tag teams in that division anyways, which will come back to my bag segment later.
WWE in general.
So that's just the way I see it. I mean, you gave the tag team titles to these two girls. That's fine, but you're going to have to swerve me to make me believe that's a tag team of two more girls.
Make Charlotte come back and tag team with Rhea Ripley?
Yeah, that might work.
That would be good. That would be a damn good tag team.
The Charlotte... I think Charlotte's the best women's wrestler of all time, so why would she be in the tag team?
As much as I agree, think AEW, Kenny Omega's in the tag team right now.
Yeah, but that's because...
He's one of the best talents they have too, right?
Okay. All right. Well, we'll have to wait and see. But the question for me right now is, great, new talent getting championships. Who the hell is going to win against those?
My issue with this now is... Shayna's okay on the mic. She can give decent promos.
I don't believe her with the way she talks. That's just weird for me.
But they were the face in that match.
Yeah.
Nia Jax is not believable on the mic whatsoever as a face.
No, they should be booked as what they kind of made me think of Big Show and Kane. They're okay on the mic, both of them.
Yeah,
but they're just.
Yeah.
They're just two people thrown together to be a tag team champion.
I feel like they can't deliver a promo.
Yeah.
That'll make it believable and make me want to really watch it. I feel like it's up to whoever their opponents are going to be to set up a good promo.
That and wait to see how they bounce off each other too. I mean, Shayna might bounce off really well off Nia and the way they do their promos. But
when the match ended, and they went for a post-match interview and stuff, Nia Jax was all giddy and going and just woo! We're champions! Yeah! And Shayna Baszler's okay, calm down. And there was just, I don't know, I felt like there was no chemistry in the talking.
Yeah, I agree. I believe they just put these two together because they kind of make sense as a tag team champ.
Yeah.
But, we'll have to wait and see. I think there's a lot of development needed, but happy for Baszler and Nia Jax to win the championship.
Yep.
That's Shayna Baszler's first championship win on the main roster.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Well deserved.
Yeah, for sure.
Next match, Keith Lee and Randy Orton.
Yeah. I was really salty when I saw that Keith Lee won. Just because Randy's, I'm still looking back at all he was booked for before to what he is now. But I'm kind of over that now because Randy is still going for Drew McIntyre's championship. So that'll set up a few weeks of either good promos or more legend killing or whatever will happen.
Yeah.
Keith Lee winning is good.
Mm-hmm.
He looked great in his first week.
Yep.
And I think that not only Keith Lee winning there, but Keith Lee not getting pinned on Raw and that triple threat for the face Drew McIntyre. I think that Keith Lee can feud with whoever he wants right now. I kind of want to see Keith Lee feud with Braun Strowman. I was thinking about this before we started. Just because I can't find another storyline for Braun Strowman after.
Do you see Keith Lee winning that?
Yes.
Really?
100%. 100%.
It's not that I can't see him winning. It's
They're also on different brands.
They're on different brands.
But I'm trying to make sense of what they're going to do.
Like, obviously, like, just in terms of size, Braun Strowman is significantly bigger than Keith Lee, I'd say.
Yeah, but Keith Lee can still powerbomb him and stuff.
Sure. I don't know if Keith Lee can do what he does with other people the same way he would do it with Braun Strowman. In the sense that, like, when people bounce off for clotheslines and go to hit him, Keith Lee kind of just takes it and they go down.
Yeah.
I don't think he can realistically do that with Braun.
I just don't know what they're going to do with him now because usually when I picture a wrestler starting out as a big-time wrestler, and I picture, like, squash matches. And that wasn't the case at all. He got Randy Orton in his first match. So I'm kind of thinking, like, okay, well, now Orton's going to fight Drew again. So what does Keith Lee do that will make sense?
Do you know what would have been interesting?
Do you think Keith Lee might go against Bobby Lashley?
I think if he does, Keith Lee has to win that.
Yeah, I would agree. But I think that would... I guess I'm trying to talk myself into it.
Be okay.
But I just don't know where they go from here.
I think it'd be interesting if Keith Lee just took on the whole Hurt business in general.
Yeah.
That would be a good feat.
Good feud, good feud. Yeah, I agree.
It's a shame that we won't get to see this, but do you think it would have been interesting to see a match between Keith Lee and Brock Lesnar?
I think that I thought that they were going to build that up after the Rumble.
Yeah.
But, it was obviously to build Drew.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because I don't know if Brock's ever going to come back. We got to talk about that after too.
Yeah.
But, we'll have to wait and see. But congrats to Keith Lee on winning your pay-per-view. Yeah. That's quite a big task on your first pay-per-view match.
Well-deserved.
To get probably the best heel that the WWE has right now.
Yeah, well-deserved, but it was a damn good match, too. Keith Lee wrestled Randy Orton really well.
100%.
Randy Orton, I'm no surprise here, but Randy Orton really knew how to sell Keith Lee and make him...
I think Randy showed there where, like, listen, I know I've been the heels for so long and been a champion everywhere, but I can still work and still put people over, and I think he did that.
Yeah, and he knows, like, Randy Orton knows when and how to put people over.
But this has got to be it for Randy Orton now. He's got to win. Like, you can't, like, if he loses again after killing all those legends, after doing all that stuff, I'm going to be furious at the microphone that I'm talking in right now. But we'll have to wait and see.
Yep.
Next match, the Mysterios, Ray and Dominic, defeated Seth Rollins and Murphy. After that, there seemed to be a problem with Rollins and Murphy.
Yeah.
Because Murphy lost. And then on Raw this week, Seth Rollins pins, I think he pinned, not sure. He beat Dominic to go in the triple threat, I think. I got mine. I think it was something like that.
Maybe. I don't know. I wasn't watching.
But it was good for the Mysterios. It was a good moment. The Mysterios win.
It was good. I really liked the finish too because who was it? Ray that was in, and Seth had him on his shoulders, and he was going over to Buddy Murphy and was like, kick him in the head, and so he goes for like this over the rope kick, and then Rey Mysterio counters, and then he ends up kicking Seth out.
Oh, okay.
And that's how they ended up, right? So then Seth goes out of the ring and he tags in, Buddy goes in, then the Mysterios win off Buddy Murphy.
Here's how I want them to book this.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know if they're done with that feud of Seth and Dominic. I hope they're not. Mm-hmm. This is what I want to see. I want to see Seth being like, I'm not accepting Buddy Murphy as a group, as a member of my Monday Night Messiah gimmick anymore. And I want him to get beat up by the Mysterios because the Mysterios beat him up already. I want to see Dominic and Ray going into the ring with Buddy Murphy on his knees, doing like the open pose of like, go ahead, hit me. I still want to be in the Monday Night Messiah's group. And Dominic hits Ray. And then Ray goes down, and Dominic and Buddy beat the shit out of Ray. And then Seth comes back and beats the shit out of Ray as well. And then Dominic joins the Monday Night Messiah gimmick. That's what I want to see.
It would be interesting. That's sort of what I thought was supposed to happen.
I thought that was going to happen before the SummerSlam match, honestly, but that's not the case.
No, I thought that's what was going to happen with Payback, which is why I voted on Seth and Murphy winning that match.
Yeah.
So I thought that's obviously when Dom's going to turn, right? It has to be. Especially since before Payback, they announced that Monday Night Raw, Ray was supposed to wrestle Seth, which never happened because I think Ray got injured.
That's
it was minor injury, but
that's probable.
Yeah.
I think that you got to fuel some kind of heat there.
Yeah.
I think that if Dominic turns on his dad, I think it should be at Survivor Series. And I think... But if it's not a segment, I don't know how they would do it. Because they already had the 2-on-2 match. So I kind of want to see that turn at Survivor Series to build up for Dominic versus Ray at WrestleMania. Which would be a long time to book, but
yeah,
I think they can do it. They've done it before.
Question for you. Do you think Dominic has a long term in WWE?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Like outside of like being separated from Rey Mysterio?
100%.
Really? Okay.
100%.
Okay. I think
that he's going to need another name.
Maybe.
Like, if he does join Seth's crew, I imagine he's just going to go as Dominic or Dom or whatever. But... yeah, WWE would be stupid to let this 23-year-old wrestler go.
Yeah, I think they definitely should keep him, but I think he still needs to refine himself before he can be put in feuds that don't involve his father.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But good for the Mysterios to win.
Yeah,
and,
good match.
That's the other thing about Dom too, is that if they're gonna keep putting him over and make him like 2 pay-per-views in a row and a bunch of Monday Night Raws, like, he's going to stay.
Yep.
I think he's going to stay.
Yep.
Next up.
Yeah.
The final match.
Yeah.
The Fiend is no longer Universal Champion. Nice 1-week title reign. And the new champion is the new Paul Heyman guy, Roman Reigns.
Yeah,
I'm
so excited for that.
That is the best way that I've seen in the last while to book a heel.
Yep.
The best way.
Yep.
What kind of manager do you want if you're a heel? What's the manager you want with?
Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that was the first SmackDown that he was back.
Yeah.
The first pay-per-view that he's back, he signs the contract after the ring has been destroyed.
Yep.
And wins the belt. That's, to me, would be like the only equivalent I could find as a comparison, and it's not even a comparison because it hasn't happened. I just really want to see it happen. Would be somebody coming out number 30 at the Royal Rumble and nobody would be left in the ring. So he would win automatically.
That would be amazing.
That would be amazing, wouldn't it?
I would love to see
I always wanted to see that, and I never think I'm going to see it. So, But this Reigns character is a heel now. We've wanted to see heel Roman Reigns forever. And it's a perfect time because there's no fans there anyways.
Yep.
That's the perfect manager to be with because Roman's not the best talker. He's okay, but he's not the best.
Yep.
Paul Heyman is the best. So I'm just ready to go for it.
Yep.
And just, yes, give me this Roman Reigns. I am curious to see who's he going to fight. I do not want to see another triple threat with Braun and The Fiend. But give me this Roman Reigns character right now.
I really love this new wreck everyone and leave thing.
100%.
I am a huge fan of this.
100%.
Yeah.
So, we have to congratulate him too.
Yeah.
He's the new Universal Champion.
Yeah.
It's also on my wall. It's right there.
One thing I want to say about this match too was the start really kind of shook me. I think this is the first triple threat match where the third guy didn't come in for the first 10, 15
Well, he hadn't signed the contract yet.
Yeah.
It made sense.
But The Fiend was still doing his entrance when Braun attacked him.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool to me.
Yeah.
I never thought that they would interrupt that entrance because of how big and how detailed it is.
Yeah. I'm just...
Yeah.
But I would... I'm not even thinking about The Fiend or Braun right now. I'm just thinking about what's going to happen next with Roman.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be watching SmackDown just to see what happens because I'm invested. Absolutely. I'm invested in this Roman Reigns character.
Yep, absolutely. I agree.
So now we are going to go to Monday Night Raw. And I expressed already on the podcast how excited I am that Randy Orton will be fighting Drew McIntyre at Night of Champions. The question that I'm asking you now is, do you think that Orton wins at Night of Champion to set up McIntyre versus Tyson Fury? Because that has been happening on Twitter. And the next pay-per-view that is scheduled is Crown Jewel. Isn't it? Or is it Hell in a Cell?
No, it's Hell in a Cell and then Crown Jewels after that.
Okay. So my question to you is, I know you don't really want to see Tyson Fury versus Drew McIntyre. I really
don't, yeah.
But I do want to see Randy Orton win the championship.
Does it make sense? Yes. Do I want it to happen? No.
Yeah.
Like, okay, it makes sense for Randy Orton to win it. My reasoning for why I don't want it to happen is I feel like they've already, not necessarily buried Randy Orton, but they've already just taken away most of the heat that he's gained already.
Yeah, but my counterpoint to that is that Night of Champions isn't for a little bit.
Yeah.
So they have the chance to build them back up to that. What they will do with that, I have no idea. Probably an RKO out of nowhere or something like that, or a few punts. But I'm excited to see. I really like. I've been keen on the fact that Orton did all of this stuff and deserves the WWE Championship because of it.
Yeah. So, if Orton wins, it has to be with a punt.
Yeah.
I don't think an RKO is enough to take out Drew McIntyre. And like I said earlier when we were just talking, me and you, I think if Randy Orton wins, the only person that makes sense to me to be next in line for that championship is Keith Lee, with what's been going on with them lately.
Yeah.
Especially since Keith Lee was never pinned.
Yeah.
Randy Orton has already lost Keith Lee.
But the other person I will argue a little bit is Seth, because Seth did lose to Randy Orton. Randy Orton pinned Seth, I guess, but
I think
Keith Lee would probably be the better option.
I think the way it would go down is you might set up a match between Seth and Keith.
Yeah, that would make sense.
But I don't see Seth winning that unless
he it'll all depend on how much they want to push Keith Lee right away. Because I don't see Keith Lee winning the WWE Championship anytime soon.
Yeah, that's my thing too. I don't see Keith Lee winning the championship soon, but I think if he goes against Randy, I don't think you can make Randy win. Which is why I think it's a really hard thing to book properly here.
Well, we're gonna have to see what they do.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see. Which is why I don't want to give my prediction for Drew versus Randy until we get to the pay-per-view.
Yeah,
I still have to see what's gonna happen up because they can throw something in that we won't be expecting, right?
Yeah. Do we have to talk about Alistair a little bit?
Yeah, we can talk about Alistair.
Yeah, attacks Kevin Owens again.
Yes.
Still looks awesome as hell.
Of course. Of course.
I'm just curious when that match is going to happen. It can't happen in Night of Champions because don't they build that pay-per-view as like only championship matches? Unless they have it still, which pre-show match, I guess. But I don't want them to be on the pre-show.
I want to look up, see if there's more matches announced for them.
For Night of Champions?
I don't think so.
Don't think so. I'm excited to see who Roman's going to fight. But, yeah, I think...
sorry. It's Clash of Champions, not Night of Champions.
Oh, did they change it again?
Yeah. Let me see. The wiki matches... What? That can't be right.
What?
So there's the Drew and Orton match.
Yeah. And?
Roman Reigns versus either King Corbin, Matt Riddle, Sheamus, or Big E.
Big E.
Has to be Big E.
Has to be Big E.
But why? Why this match?
I'll tell you one thing I'm happy of. It's not Braun or Fiend.
True.
It's pushing, and they're probably going to have that match. The winner goes. Yeah, I think they could go either way with that one. That'll be interesting, though.
Reigns versus Big E would be a good match.
Good match, but I
can't see Big E winning it.
No, that's the thing.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate.
Matt Riddle's not going to have that match.
Nope.
Sheamus, we've seen Sheamus versus Roman already.
If it's Corbin, I'm not watching that pay-per-view.
If it's Corbin, they just don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So it's probably going to be Corbin. Yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see. We'll talk about predictions for Clash of Champions when time comes.
Yeah.
Before we go on to bad booking, we have to talk about something.
Yeah.
His name is Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of reports saying that he has not re-signed with WWE. The only question I'm going to ask is, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think that he will eventually re-sign with WWE? Will he move on to UFC again, or maybe shock the world and go to AEW? Do you have any opinion on it?
I highly doubt he'll go back to UFC. Not because he doesn't want to, but just because.
I don't think there's anything left to do there.
That, but I also think like the last couple of times he was there was like he failed drug tests, I think, for his matches and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I can't see him going in the independent circuit. I can't see him going like ROH and.
Why would he? Why?
Why would he go to AEW?
Yeah.
What's he gonna do in AEW?
Well,
I can't see him going to AEW. Who do you book him against?
Archer, Brian
No.
Cage.
That might be interesting.
Yeah, Archer would be interesting too.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Oh, come on now.
Maybe, but
Lance Archer versus Brock Lesnar would sell some tickets. Brian Cage versus Brock Lesnar would sell some tickets.
I just think that Brock Lesnar is. He's still kind of a Vince McMahon boy. You know, he likes Vince.
He does.
That's the thing. He likes Vince, and I think if Vince offers him enough money, he's gonna come back for a match.
The one thing that I think here is he just want time off.
Yeah.
So why would you renegotiate?
Brock wants time off. Brock wants time off.
I mean,
the man who didn't defend his title for 90 days wants time off.
Okay, all right, I get you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's going to be interesting because I
Yeah.
think that he could literally do anything he wants, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
But we'll see. If it is the last time we've seen Brock in WWE, we can't deny what he's done for the business.
Well, I'd be surprised if it's the last time we see him in the
I haven't seen anybody that I've hated as much.
Yeah.
So,
like
he was a good heel.
Like he played the heel, right?
Yeah, he played the heel.
He wanted to play.
He was a heel when he showed up. Period.
Yeah, he's an asshole, but he's an asshole because he can be.
Yeah.
So he just owns it.
Yeah.
You know.
But anyways, well, that's all we're gonna say about Brock.
That's Brock.
Yeah. Now we have my bad booking segment of the week. And it has to do with tag teams. Mm-hmm. It has to do with female tag teams. It has to do with the breakup of the Iconics.
Yeah.
Okay. How many tag teams are in the female division?
Like 4.
The right answer is not enough. That's the right answer.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm not saying that the Iconics are the best women's tag team that they have. Mm. But they're
solid.
They're solid.
Yeah.
They're good heels. I don't want to hear them, so that makes them good heels right away. And not only are you... Because the reasoning is, that I've heard, is that Peyton Royce and Bianca Belair are supposed to be pushed soon on Raw. Mm. So I'm guessing that they're probably going to do the Mickey versus Asuka, and then one of the two will go on.
Yeah.
So Billie Kay is done? Is she going to SmackDown?
I don't know.
There's no point there.
There's nothing that they're going to do with her.
So you break up one of your tag teams that you've actually built as a women's tag team. Because if you look at their champions right now, they're two girls put together. Yep. And I'm not going to say Bayley and Sasha are two girls put together, but they're kind of two girls put together. They probably could be champion on separate brands if they weren't friends. Mm-hmm. Why? Why are you breaking up this team? There's no point. There's absolutely no point to do that.
It's just weakening the tag division.
Yes.
For women's.
The whole WWE. Yeah, it's already weak. The whole WWE tag team, all the guys, the girls, everyone is weak. Yeah. It's weak.
It is. I agree.
And I turn my head to look at AEW, and they have Bucks versus Jurassic Express as a regular tag team match on a pay-per-view. Yep. Which is interesting to watch, and I'm going to be excited to see that. Yep. Dark Order versus all of the Cody's guys, which I'm still trying to warm up to Dark Order, but I'm starting. Yep. I'm there. Yep. And their tag team match is Omega and Page versus FTR. Those tag teams alone are better than anything the WWE has. Yep. So yeah, I don't know what they're trying to do here. I feel like the women's tag team division should just be on one brand and have 3-4 tag teams there and make them feud for the titles. Yep. But they don't. They keep destroying their teams. I don't see a point here.
It doesn't.
And the worst part of it all is we were talking earlier how Shayna and Nia are a team put together, and we were talking about how You were trying to put Asuka and Mickey as a team to put together and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The teams that get put together quick like that are probably going to be disbanded.
Mm-hmm.
Like Shayna and Nia aren't going to be together forever.
No.
So why disband the one team that you had that was probably okay with being together forever?
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand it. I don't get it, and I think it's bad booking.
At this point, I think like they should even start taking from NXT. Like if you want to start putting female tag teams from NXT, that would make more sense.
Yeah.
At least give more competition to the women's division.
100%. So if you do have Ruby and Liv together, and you want to keep them as a Riot Squad or whatever you want to do, that's fine. Keep that together.
Yeah.
But for God's sakes,
put
some more tag teams together.
It's
like you're literally ruining the tag team division on WWE by taking some out.
I agree. It's horrible.
It's bad booking.
It really is bad booking. And
then you have Billie Kay getting kicked in the head by Marina Shafir or someone on Underground. And we could do a whole Underground bad booking segment anyways.
Underground is bad booking.
Period. But no, I just don't. And I'm not a huge fan of the Iconics either, but I'm just saying, how are you going to sustain this division that you gave women tag team titles to?
Like, I can't even find a positive side to what they're doing right now. Like, there is none.
Yep. And look at, so look at AEW booking of Omega and Hangman, okay?
Yep.
Well, I've 100% believe that FTR is going to win. Mm-hmm. And if Hangman and Omega get unbooked, that's fine. Mm-hmm. If they're not together anymore, it's fine. You still have all these other teams that you can put. It's unbelievable. Like the B talent in tag team in AEW is A talent in WWE.
Yep.
I don't even think that any tag teams in WWE have a snowball's hell in chance of taking anything of AEW.
I 100% agree.
So that's my bad booking of the week, and I just don't see the point in removing those two together.
Yep.
Because now you're forcing them to be single star, and they have enough. Mm-hmm. They have enough.
I 100% agree.
So that's my bad booking segment of the week.
Yep.
To finish off the episode, as always, we have questions. Alex has not seen these questions. I have received 4 questions from the one and only Pat. He has been very great to us and has asked us questions. He's basically been texting me like, when's the next podcast every Thursday, which I am hugely grateful for. And I'm going to ask, his first question was, what is our favorite brand?
Ooh. Is this strictly WWE?
I mean, if you want to say AW, that's probably fine. Or if you want to go anywhere else.
I'm going to stick with WWE for this question. That's a tough one. Do we consider NXT as a brand?
Yeah, I think you have to.
Yeah, then I think I'm going to go with NXT.
I think NXT is a pretty solid answer, but I'm going to... I don't even know if I could rank them right now. I'm kind of liking what Raw is doing Retribution, so I'm kind of leaning a little bit there.
Okay.
I just think that I need to watch a little bit more. I think I need to watch more AEW.
Yeah.
I believe that AEW could be that for me.
100% agree.
But right now, I like NXT, I like Raw, but if you're telling me I can only pick one, God, I think I gotta go NXT as well.
Yeah.
Just for now.
The talent and the way they use it
just works.
Yep.
So I think NXT is my favorite brand for now, but probably by next month, AEW will probably be my favorite, but we'll see. He also asked, who is your favorite guy and girl wrestler from each brand? So we're going to do Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and AEW for this one.
Okay.
So who is your favorite from Raw, guy and girl?
Wow. That's a tough question.
It is a tough question.
I know my female.
From Raw?
Yeah. Asuka.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
100% Asuka.
Yeah.
Male. Wow. That's a tough one.
I probably can answer yours.
Can you?
Yeah. Aleister Black. Especially the way he's being booked right now.
He's being booked amazingly.
Yeah.
Man. I love it. I'm just trying to think if there's someone else. Yeah, I think it would be Aleister Black. I want him to be pushed more, obviously.
Yeah, I think that's coming.
I think Aleister Black is such a good wrestler, and I just love his gimmick. I love his gimmick so much.
Yeah. I think for me, Raw would probably... Well, it has to be Randy Orton for the guys, for sure.
Yeah.
And the girls... I mean... I like Sasha Banks a lot. I really think that she's one of the greatest wrestlers that they've ever had as a female.
Sasha is very excellent, yeah.
Bianca Belair as well, but she still needs to get on the ground running. But for now, I think Sasha on Raw. On SmackDown, for me, it's Jeff Hardy, just because he's one of my favorites of all time. He's not working as great as I want him to work, but I think that that's just what it is now, and I gotta accept it. And female on SmackDown, well, I'm gonna steal your answer for sure, but it's Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. She's been dominant since her NXT days, but she's just so entertaining.
Yeah.
And she just never... I don't think she's ever performed badly in a match.
No. I think
Not
I think that she's been unfortunate with her injuries that she's had, but I think that Alexa Bliss is probably... I think that she's the wild card in all the Women's Revolution and all that stuff. And I think that... I don't know if every other girl from the Women's Revolution is as good if Alexa is not on the brand.
Yeah.
Or on any brand.
Absolutely.
Who's your favorite male from SmackDown?
Oh, God.
If you say King Corbin, we're quitting the podcast right now.
Well, that's the podcast, guys. Favorite male from SmackDown. Like, I'm actually looking at a list of all the SmackDown superstars right now because I can't think of...
Another guy that deserves a little bit of recognition for me is AJ Styles.
Yeah, Styles is...
But I just love Jeff Hardy, and I'll never stop.
Yeah, that's very fair. Jeff Hardy's a great superstar. I can technically pick a tag team. One person in a tag team, right?
Yeah, you could. Just don't pick a tag team because they're all horrible.
You're not wrong. It's hard. I can't think of anyone on SmackDown's roster right now that's really marking themselves as above anyone else. I don't know.
Do you want to roll dice?
I would love to roll dice. Yeah. Can I just go for...
Name a few guys that you like and maybe...
Oddly enough, Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
The Fiend.
Yeah. I mean, the Fiend, yeah. The Fiend for me, too, would be up there, but I can't go against Jeff.
Who else is on it? I mean, Styles. Styles is great.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to have to go with the Fiend.
Okay.
Even though I think he's being booked poorly. Which I think he always has been. And that's just such an unfortunate thing.
Yep.
Women's. Who's even on the SmackDown brand?
Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss.
Bailey.
No, Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss is forever
in your heart.
Yeah.
NXT. For me on NXT, I really like Candice LeRae as a female wrestler. I think she has a lot to give. I also really enjoy Rhea Ripley. And I just think that NXT Women's Division is really strong.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good people there.
Absolutely.
But my favorite right now is probably Rhea Ripley.
That's a solid choice. I'm torn between her and Dakota Kai.
Dakota Kai is pretty good too.
I really like Dakota Kai's heel turn. I really liked it.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with Dakota Kai.
Okay.
For female.
For me, male, I would love to say just the Undisputed Era as a whole. But if you're asking me for one superstar, I think Tommaso Ciampa takes it for me. I just love his heel work.
Yeah, that's solid.
There was no story line that I was more invested in Gargano and Ciampa, so I will pick both of them.
It's hard because I want to say Karrion Kross.
I haven't seen
but
enough.
I haven't seen enough of him.
I think that the last match made me think like, we'll have to wait.
Yeah. I guess for now I'm gonna go with Balor.
Yeah, Balor's a good idea. I didn't think of Balor.
I think I'm gonna go with Balor.
I'm gonna stick with Ciampa just for now, but Balor's a good shout as well.
But it's like NXT has such a good roster that it's hard to just pick one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
AEW?
Oh god, I don't know enough about the female roster.
I'm gonna say Britt Baker for now because she's really been fun.
You know what? Big Swole.
Big Swole.
She's jacked. She's real jacked.
And for men's, for me, well, I'm always gonna be a Chris Jericho fan. I do like Archer.
Yeah.
And I also will always love Moxley and MJF and Sammy Guevara and Matt Hardy and pretty much the whole roster, but Captain Canada for me, Chris Jericho.
Well, I'm going to go for the person that's going to beat him in the next pay-per-view, Orange Cassidy, for sure.
That's a good pick as well.
I love that guy. His gimmick is just genius. I think close second to Sammy Guevara. I've been watching a lot of his podcasts lately. Or not his podcasts, his vlogs. Love the guy.
Sammy's an amazing talent.
Such an entertaining talent. I watched his match. He had a match with Ricochet, I think in 2017 in the Indies.
Right.
Outstanding match. Simply amazing. The guy's... he has such a face that you want to just punch.
Yeah.
He owns being a heel.
Yeah, like MJF.
Yeah, MJF. MJF is so good as a heel.
Yeah. The next question. Who has the best finisher?
Whoa, wow.
That's a huge question.
I want to add on to that. Let's do one for male, one for female.
Okay, fair enough. Go ahead.
Because female is Twisted Bliss. That's in my mind, there's no contest. Alexa Bliss's finisher is just...
Twisted Bliss.
Outstanding.
I'm thinking for female... Yeah. Yeah, because it's different.
Yeah.
I like Charlotte's finisher too, the natural selection. I love that she took her father's move and flipped it, make it better. But Alexa Bliss is a good vote.
And for male, I think you might have the same as me on this one.
You don't know me.
I'm gonna go with the RKO.
Yeah.
Specifically from Randy.
Yeah. That's
because he can hit it like no one else, and it really is out of nowhere a lot of the time.
He's just so smooth.
He's
the smoothest wrestler.
He never fails it.
Nope.
He always gets it. He nails it. He gets the hard spots. And
if you fuck up, he's gonna call you out like Kofi. He did to Kofi.
The Evan Bourne RKO. There's the Seth Rollins one.
Yep.
What was it? Shelton Benjamin jumping off the rope. Rey Mysterio did the same thing with him. Like he can hit it from anywhere.
I think one of the most surprising finishers for me that I really like is a stomp. Just because it's so... Like, you would think that a finisher from someone would be just like, oh, it's a finishing move, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And you worked really hard to make sure you nail it. But the stomp looks like just a random move that looked so easy to do and so effortless.
Yeah.
And it gets me every time. So I believe that the stomp would be in consideration. But yeah, the RKO, the Swanton, my love.
Yeah.
As much as shit as I given Corbin, the one thing I like about Corbin is
his finisher. It's really nice.
It's a really good one.
I like the other move. I forget the name of it, but the one where Corbin kind of like just spins them around a bunch and
Deep Six, I think
that
it's
one.
called.
Yeah. That's a nice move.
It's a nice move, but I don't know.
Another one I really like is the Black Mass.
Yeah,
Black Mass. Aleister Black. It's just such a solid kick.
Yes, agreed.
And he's so cool.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And the last question from Pat was, where does Braun Strowman and The Fiend go from here?
That's such a hard question because, like, honestly, I don't know.
I think they're feuding over Alexa Bliss. That's what I think is going to happen.
I think so too. I've heard that they're dropping the Alexa Bliss thing, but it's just I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if it makes sense to do that.
I don't think it does.
I don't know where ultimately it leads because like after they do the whole Alexa Bliss thing, no matter who wins it, like there's nowhere they can take it from there. I guess.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus, I have the hiccups. If The Fiend wins it, Like, what does he go for next? Does he go back for?
It kind of makes me think of the AJ Lee love triangle with Kane, Punk, John Cena, and all those people.
Yeah.
But I think that's what's going to happen. I just don't see who you book against Braun and Bray right now.
Like, again, WWE has put themselves in a corner where there's no right way to finish this feud.
Someone's going to look bad.
Someone's going to have to look bad.
Someone's going to look bad, whoever it is.
And, like, I don't want either of them to look bad, especially since they've made Braun look bad for so long.
Yeah,
like,
he finally got the Universal title, but, I mean... Listen, it is what it is.
Remember the, I think it was the Hell in a Cell match where he was just dominating everyone and then he just didn't win it?
Yep.
And then he had his matches with Brock where he never won.
Mm-hmm.
He constantly gets buried by everyone and he just never gets a break. And when he finally won the title, he lost it to the Fiend not long after, and then now he's already out of the title picture.
Yep.
Like, the guy just doesn't have any chances.
Yep.
And then the Fiend... He's been poorly booked since the start of The Fiend.
Because they don't know how to book this superstar.
They don't.
What they should have done is kind of what they're doing with the Demon Finn Balor. That's what they should have done.
I still think they should have never put The Fiend in a title picture.
Yeah.
The Fiend should have been this unstoppable force, does not get defeated, but isn't out every week.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to have Bray Wyatt as only The Fiend. You can have him as Bray Wyatt.
I believe much more someone beating Bray Wyatt for the title than I do somebody beating The Fiend for the 100%. Title. So that's how I see it. Yeah. And I think that the way they booked them now is, if you want to keep doing it with the Alexa Bliss, that's fine, go for it. But I don't want to see them wrestle anymore. I'm at that point where I'm like, okay, give The Fiend to somebody else, give Braun to somebody else, and move on. If you're trying to build up the both of them, give them King Corbin, give them Dolph Ziggler, give them someone. But I don't know where they go from here, but I do hope that... I kind of want to see what's going to happen with Alexa Bliss. I hope they don't give that up.
Yeah.
But I don't
Especially since she brought the pigtails back.
But the pigtails are amazing. Anyways, that's our episode for today. We've talked about everything that we wanted to talk about in wrestling. As always, if you want to follow us on Twitter, we're at MWPodcast1. Our email is maritimewrestletime@gmail.com. Our YouTube is Maritime Wrestletime Podcast. Our Facebook is at Maritime Wrestletime Podcast. Thank you very much for listening, and hopefully we're on Spotify soon. Have a nice day, guys.